The universe doesn't revolve around you. God, please, somebody put that on a billboard in Cranston, Rhode Island. What's up, guys? It's Devin Harrington, the average Gen Xer, and welcome back to my channel, where today we are talking about Alexandra Rodriguez.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
Yes, I'm afraid so. Alexandra has been taking a lot of heat lately over her mothering skills, or lack thereof. And so let's dive into some Reddit posts explaining why people take such issue with Alex and her so-called maternal instincts. So let's get to it. But first, this is the part of the video where I beg and plead with all animal lovers out there. Please consider going to the website of your local animal shelter and find out how easy it is to foster or volunteer on site. If you watch my content, you know this little angel is my current foster Goldie. She's a 7-month-old Belgian Shepherd, and I've had her for going on 2 months now, which is kind of a long time to have a young dog as a foster. But it is the holidays, and people are busy with other things. She will find her people eventually, and until then, she gets to live with me and my boys. So please give it some thought if you love animals. The entire shelter system throughout the world would love to have any amount of volunteer time you are willing to give. Every little bit helps, and it does help save the world for the little souls that you help. So please give it some thought. Do it for the animals. Thank you. Okay, so if you happen to be unfamiliar with Alex, she is a longtime YouTuber. She's been on YouTube doing plus-size fashion, beauty, lifestyle content, basically a vlogger, vlogging her life since 2011 when she was, I think, about 18. And so she's basically gone through her whole 20s and into her 30s on YouTube. And she continues to vlog. And the reason people have so many problems with her is that she is a known liar. She has done things like getting a tummy tuck and telling all of her viewers that her stomach is flat due to targeted weight loss. I just don't think I can ever get over that people actually believe that. She has lied about photoshopping her photos in the past and said she would never do it again. And now she is using the very advanced filters that can be found on software platforms these days and denying it completely. But one other thing she's doing, which is not really a funny topic, Alex got married and had a baby about 16 months ago. And so she is now a new mama, as she likes to say, and she was one of the absolutely fucking stupid people who decided to let their instincts tell them how to take care of their baby. So recently, in Rhode Island, where Alex lives, the temperatures have been in the 20s, and that's Fahrenheit because we're in the States and we just cannot handle the metric system. I apologize to the world. But the 20s is fucking cold, and she takes her baby out in his stroller for walks, but she has admitted that she takes him for walks because he sleeps in the stroller. So he's all wrapped up in the freezing cold, sleeping in the stroller, which, I mean, I don't have kids, but I remember my mom pushing my little brothers around in the carriage every day to get some air. And the baby is sitting up, and this baby is almost 16 months. He should be sitting up, looking at things and getting some visual and auditory stimulation. And she pushes him in the carriage so he will sleep. He takes his stroller naps and such. And so this post from Agile Masterpiece is from earlier this week. A reminder, it is Vlogmas, where people like Alex put out a video every single day because... And so Agile Masterpiece said, why the fuck are his cheeks so red? And this is obviously a pixelated picture of Anderson, baby Anderson, but you can see his cheeks and his hands too are very red. Agile Masterpiece says, this is after her morning walk in the freezing cold. She's obviously not covering his hands or face properly. She shouldn't even be taking him for walks in this cold at all. She was also complaining about Anderson being the, quote, star of the show everywhere they go. Yeah, he's a cute little baby. People are going to pay attention to him. Yeah, Alex, they're probably looking at him wondering why his cheeks are so fucking red. The universe doesn't revolve around you. God, please, somebody put that on a billboard in Cranston, Rhode Island. Plus, letting him chew on the box in Target. Yeah, there's posted a picture and he's a baby, so everything goes in the mouth. But she's letting him chew on a box from Target that thousands of other people have probably touched. Many of them who happen to have an active cold, like she's been doing all week. Another reason why people can't stand her. She goes in stores while she's admittedly sick and just touches everything. Anyway, getting back to Agile Masterpiece. Plus, letting him chew on the box in Target, sculpted butter tree has got to be the biggest big back thing I've ever heard of. Apparently, that's what was in the box. Prudent Tonight jumped in and said, no coat in sight. The part when she shows the coat she bought for the family and says how everyone deserves a coat made me laugh. Your own kid doesn't have one, you fat fuck. Yeah, Alex apparently is doing her annual buying Christmas gifts for a family in need, as a lot of YouTubers do. With Alex, though, it all feels performative. And this is where thousands of us are sitting on this feeling of we know something is not right, but we can't quite put it into words. Or even if we can, we're not mental health professionals. Or even if we are, Alex is not our patient. So everybody's got their opinions on what the fuck is wrong with this girl. But basically, she doesn't have any maternal instinct other than the performative desire to be seen as a mother, in my humble opinion. Background Cup said, maybe someone needs to sponsor Anderson for Christmas and get him some proper outerwear because his own mother won't do it. But I'm afraid that even if someone else in his life bought him a coat, Alex would never put it on him because she's lazy as fuck. Silverage 52 said, I was thinking the same thing, and you're right about the coat. Saber Truth Liger said, maybe a gift card for some mommy and me time with a real mother. She's not wrong. Okay, so here we have another post from earlier in the week, and here is a picture of Alex and her absolutely smug face walking. She loves to show pictures of herself. Look at me, I'm walking. And then Move Suspicious, our top 1% poster, who happens to save my sanity on a regular basis, posted this: making Anderson nap all day. At 8:35 a.m., he took his first nap in the stroller on their walk. Then, and this kid gets up at 5 because all he does is sleep all day. I don't know how she makes him sleep or if she's trained him to sleep this much or what's going on here, but this is another huge problem. No 16-month-old should be this inactive. They go on. And then by 12:51, so 8:35, he's napping in the cold in the stroller. And then at 12:51 p.m., he goes down for his second nap, which was much longer, according to Alex, because she did a charity haul, wrapped gifts, plus did a full unboxing while conveniently hiding the time and her watch. This poor child. Yeah, Alex hides her fancy watch that she wears, her Apple Watch or whatever it is, because people like Move Suspicious are on the ball and they get a timeline going. And this is how we know that she makes Anderson nap way, way too much. It's really crazy if you actually follow all of this. I don't know how she gets a 16-month-old to nap this much. However, she does feed him tons of processed food, so that probably makes him tired, like his dear old mama. Move Suspicious then says, I've been saying that it was dangerous for her to take Anderson out in his stroller in this freezing cold weather. Look at his red cheeks. They look burnt from the wind. Oh my God. I knew she wasn't covering his face. It's been between 20 and 30 this week, and she takes him early in the fucking morning because she wants him to sleep. Yeah, imagine that. This girl who has been trying to get herself on a regular exercise routine of some kind for like her entire life now has a great way to get herself out in the freezing cold, walking, according to her, 3 to 4 miles a day. Unfortunately, the motivation comes from the fact that she wants her baby to fall asleep so she doesn't have to deal with him. Move Suspicious goes on. She wants him to sleep so she can be selfish and watch Christmas movies alone in peace while her son sleeps his life away. Look at his face. This is horrible. Alex, stop taking Anderson out in this weather. She's not covering him up properly and only doing it to make him nap. She put him down for his first nap around 8 a.m., probably made him sleep until around 10, and then woke him up to go to Target and her mom's apartment. As soon as they got back home, and she's annoyed with him, down for his second nap of the day, he goes by 12:45 p.m., and we never saw him again after that. I tried looking for the time in her Apple Watch, but she deliberately hides it whenever he is there napping. But by the things she said, he was asleep for at least 3 hours, if not longer. This child cannot walk yet at almost 16 months. Yeah, we've seen pictures of him standing, holding things, but not walking. And there has been a lot of debate online about whether he is delayed or, there are plenty of babies that don't just jump up and start walking at 10 or 11 months. Some are delayed a little bit, but there is no denying at this point that the way Alex has kept this baby swaddled for way too long and contained for way too long, and the kid is just not used to moving. I mean, he's just like his mother. She's turning him into her. They go on. The whole vlog, she was either irritated with him or putting him to sleep. This is disturbing and abusive. And then they posted a picture of her Apple Watch. You can clearly see the time. And they said, I pointed this out before, but she has a set time and pattern of taking Anderson out on these walks around 8 a.m. whenever he's not at daycare. This is his first nap of the day. God, this poor baby. And then here's more. There's a further picture of... Oh, if you see this red, I've been banned twice from Reddit for saying Alex has the most punchable face on the internet. Prove me wrong. So here she is on her walks. You can tell when it's very cold. She wears her puffer jacket and gloves and earmuffs. And she loves to put her watch so we can see how far she was. She did 3 miles, she did 4 miles. Whether that's actually happening, I don't know. But she says that she goes 4 miles sometimes because Anderson is asleep and she doesn't want to wake him up. Unbelievable. Okay, so file this under fucking disgusting. Alex happened to like this post from Tila Cravey, which shows a little newborn and says, the feminine urge to keep having babies just to experience this high over and over again. Excuse me while I go vomit. I mean, this is basically if you distilled Alex down to one post, this would pretty much be it. Everything she does is performative. Everything she does is for her dopamine high, and down to having babies. She wants to have another baby, but she doesn't want to raise a child. She just wants to have a bunch of babies. That's why she tries to keep Anderson a baby. That's why she says, oh, I could cry when I think of how fast he's growing up. He's 16 months old, for fuck's sake. He's hardly grown up. This woman just wants a baby to carry around as an accessory. It's fucking gross. And considering this is a child-free channel, it's 10 times as gross. Okay, and so this post is from Radiant Recording 47. And the comments on here, any ad said, whomst is out here just popping out newborn babies to experience the high of this moment over and over. The absolute brain rotting of Instagram and TikTok. They aren't sweet little life moments. They are actual human beings. You have this moment for approximately that. a moment, and then you have to take them home and raise them. Rant over. She's a gorgeous little love. Yeah, whoever this little infant is tiny and precious. Rare anything said right, and the newborn phase can be so thankless and frustrating. My newborn phase experience wasn't even bad, but I'm glad it's over. Jess L. With my first son, the newborn phase was rough, probably why I waited 10 years to have another one. Ha ha. The OP Radiant Recording also added, exactly, although it is, yes, it is magical getting to meet your baby for the first time. I've never understood this whole concept of wanting more children just to experience the birthing process. Both times, it's been the hardest thing I've ever done. Plus, adding on the newborn stage almost killed me. It's not something you decide on a whim or take lightly. Unless you're a fucking dumbass like Alex. And another good one from Move Suspicious as the week went on, titled, I'm covering Anderson's face, but Alex fully showed him close up in this vlog. She's still taking him out in freezing weather, 32 degrees Fahrenheit, that's freezing, in the stroller to nap. Also, when asked about the advent calendar, she said it seems like just more trinkets, and she only gave him nuggets with strawberries for dinner. Ugh, she's so disgusting. If you watch Alex, every year she gets her dog Bruno an advent calendar. And people were saying, you know, your son is over a year old. Why can't he have his own advent calendar? And Alex, in her infinite wisdom and motherhood, responded, it just seems like more little trinkets he doesn't care about. He prefers a spatula or the remote right now over toys. That's not the fucking point, you know? The point is you're going to get your dog an advent calendar, get your son one too, since you claim that they are brothers and your dog was your first son. And you should have stopped with that one. Okay, so Move Suspicious says, I hate the way Alex treats her son. He wakes up around 5 a.m. She gives him a tiny bit of her scrambled eggs that have sick germs on them from her cold. Yes, this week she also showed herself eating scrambled eggs in the morning and eating off the same fork and feeding them to Anderson. And she's sick and her mother's sick. And I'm sure now the baby will be sick. But Alex probably wants him to be sick, so he'll sleep more. Move Suspicious goes on. Then she makes him sit there quietly while he watches Bruno get his daily treat from his special advent calendar, which Anderson doesn't get because Alex thinks that buying him more toys is pointless since he only likes spatulas. So buying him cute toys are trinkets he basically doesn't need. Yet, how many candles, Christmas decor, and holiday shirts does she have that she doesn't need? A bazillion, I believe, is the correct number. She puts him in the stroller to go walk in 32-degree freezing cold weather because she doesn't want him awake. Then she sends him off to someone else to watch him all fucking day. But mommy can't be bothered to spend time with her child for even 2 hours before he leaves. Nope, time for another nap. Then he gets home around 4 p.m. when she exploits him for views, showing his full face in the camera, barely blurred, and then she gives him veggie nuggets, ultra-processed garbage, and strawberries for dinner by himself before putting him to bed at 5 p.m. Then when Yar gets home, they get pizza and watch TV. Please tell me others see a problem with this, because what the fuck? Oh, we do see a problem with it, Move Suspicious. This is just all kinds of wrong. Jess L43 commented, it's not good to get in the habit of making a separate kid meal. He needs to eat what she makes, and they need to eat together. How sad. And damn, girl, pizza? Every day has been something. Chinese food, McDonald's, pizza. And the OP responded, yep, Anderson was given processed veggie chicken with strawberries and sent off to bed, while these two idiots ate pizza and a plate of Little Debbie's. Yes, Alex is still on her kick of making so-called Weight Watchers point-friendly desserts, and she is obsessed with Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes, so she made a sugar-free version. I did a video recently, you can watch it here, about the sugar-free garbage that she makes, which is full of artificial sweeteners that destroy your digestive system. She's so fucking dumb. Uh, Eric the Red 19 said, "Why did she unwrap them all? They're going to go stale. She's got to eat them all now. Maybe that was the point." Oh, edit. I see. She made these. I haven't watched this video yet. I'm waiting for the reaction channels to post. Whatever the fuck asked, what reaction channel do you like best? And Eric the Red said, Mrs. Snowflake and Honey Bison. And then Kelly No said, Mavis and Mudhead and Nella. Luckily, there's plenty of reactors for everyone when it comes to Alex because she sucks more than just about any other vlogger on YouTube. So, as the week went on, to the surprise of no one, Alex said a bunch of dumb shit. And Move Suspicious was there to post about it. So Move Suspicious said, Alex 2 days ago, quote, "I want to protect Anderson from the world." Alex today shows his full face to predators online like her PDF file father. And let's see if we can make this a little bigger. So yeah, Alex was in her vlog talking about or performing her love for her son. And she said things like the love you feel for that tiny person is so painful sometimes. I just want to protect him from the world. And what she means by that, in my humble opinion, is I just want to control him for his entire life. And that is the work of a serious narcissist. In my humble opinion, this channel is just my opinion. I am not a mental health professional, but I am a human being who had a fairly normal early childhood, so I do have some emotional development that Alex doesn't have. And Alex is performing this love for her child. She says things like, "Oh, we're just so happy, and I just love him so much, and I just could cry." And someone who really feels those things doesn't go around bragging about it. They just are about it. Why am I preaching to the choir? Okay, so Move Suspicious said, "I'm covering his face because unlike his neglectful piece of shit mother, I won't be showing his face online. This bitch just said 2 days ago that she wants to protect him and gave her performative, emotional speech about how painful it is that he's growing up. Imagine what this cunt, excuse my French, but imagine what she's going to be like when he hits puberty and starts taking an interest in boys or girls or both, you know? Alex is going to lose her mind. She's going to be one of those horrible stage mothers that has to control everything. And then if he doesn't play along, she'll discard him. And that's why we really all hope that she does not have any more children or is not able to have any more children because she sucks at being a mother. You don't have to be living in a shithole somewhere with feces all over the floor and roaches crawling up the wall to be neglectful and abusive to your kids. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Move Suspicious goes on. How many times have we heard this same scripted bullshit? Just for her to turn around 2 days later and show his whole face online. If you are somehow unfamiliar, just real quick, when Anderson was born, Alex and Yar, her husband, put out this performative video talking about how they just love their child so much and they were not going to put him online. They're going to keep his face off the internet because there are very sick people out there. And, you know, she can pixelate it all she wants. I'm sure there's, you know, some computer savvy PDF files that know how to unpixelate it. And somewhere on the dark web, little Anderson is part of, well, we can't say it on YouTube, but you know what I'm saying. Just keep your fucking kid off the internet. Children do not have the ability to consent to adult activities, and vlogging your life is an adult activity. So why we don't have some federal laws about exploiting your kids for views, I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet. Move Suspicious goes on. She didn't blur it hardly at all. If I didn't cover him, you can clearly see his features. Alex, take your son off the fucking internet. Wild Ordinary said she wants to display him for money. Pathetic piece of shit. Move Suspicious responded, "It's so disgusting. She sends him off to someone else, only sees him for 4 hours a day, if that, and wants to exploit him for views. I can't stand her." East Department chimed in, and Yar knows he's allowing it and is a piece of shit. Yeah, Yar has got to be like the most passive doormat husband online. Of the people who vlog their lives, I mean, I don't know, do these men hook up with these female YouTubers who hit at the right time and have a few dollars and they just decide, sure, you can put my balls in a jar. I'll just do whatever you say since we get to live in this nice house and I get to drive a nice car and spend your money. Who knows what the situation really is? I doubt we'll ever really know the truth. Mona Maya said, "We all knew the bad acting the other day was just bad acting. Her actions speak louder than her empty words and fake emotion. Moms do get emotional when they see their baby developing and signs of independence. All the hours spent with their baby, creating memories while nurturing growth. But what does that have to do with her? That's not the mother she is. She is a reckless, selfish, and neglectful parent who needs something else to stir up views so that YouTube doesn't come in and teach her she's not untouchable after all." And I think that's a good place to leave it at for today, guys. You know, there's plenty more posts that I could use as exhibit A, B, X, Y, Z to show that Alex is not doing her job as a mom and is probably incapable of doing that job emotionally because she doesn't seem to have any natural maternal instinct. I've said this several times before, but if you go back to when Anderson was a tiny baby newborn, and there's one of the first videos she posted and she's wearing him and he's the back of his head is to the camera. So she's wearing him facing her and she's moving around and the baby's head is flopping all over the place, and she didn't even have the instinct to put a hand on the back of his head. I mean, that was the moment for me where there was just alarm bells and red flags going off like fireworks. Like, that is totally not normal. This woman, in my opinion, should not have any more children. So let me know what you think of this. Am I reading too much into this? I mean, a lot of us are pretty like sucked down the Alexandra Rodriguez rabbit hole because it's like watching a slow motion car crash. You can't look away. But do you think that she completely lacks maternal instinct? I know there's plenty of us on the sub that feel that way, but let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear it. And if you made it to the end of this video, I thank you so much. You are such a trooper. And thank you to everyone who stops by to hear me talk shit on the internet. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much.